Hey guys, welcome to BigK Crypto. Hope you're all doing well. Today's video is all about really why Ethereum Gold, aka Ethereum Capital, is the best passive income stream in crypto. In my opinion, of course. I'm going to discuss why I believe so. I'm going to also show my results from the day that I first got into this to today, as well as answer some questions and talk some strategies and whatnot. Now, as usual, before we get started, the standard disclaimer applies. None of this is financial advice. If you want financial advice, go and seek it. This is not the place for it. These are just my own personal thoughts, opinions, and experiences. Now, with that out of the way, Ethereum Gold, aka Ethereum Capital. Now, I'm going to be predominantly basing this video on Ethereum Gold, although Ethereum Capital is the preferred UI that I just prefer, right? I prefer the look of it. I prefer the focus of it, okay, in US dollars. But since Ethereum Gold is really blowing up right now, and I know a lot of my viewers and subscribers are using Ethereum Gold, I'll basically stick to this for now. So why do I strongly believe, and why do I say it time and time again, that this is the best passive income stream in crypto? Well, let's discuss crypto in general and how you can earn from crypto, right? Now, many people get into crypto first thinking that they're just going to buy a Bitcoin or buy an Ethereum or buy whatever, hold it, and one day cash out for thousands, or in some cases, or in some dreamers, millions. And well, that could be the case maybe one day, who knows, right? Then good luck to them. But then they slowly start to realize, well, hold on, I want to actually do something more with my crypto. I want it to actually let it earn and work for me. Now, a lot of people try different various things and they watch YouTube and Google, and I did the same thing, right? Until I came across the tipping point, which was for me finding the Oracle, which was learning how to leverage trade. And I've got to say, that is my predominant fast source of income when it comes to crypto to this day. But that isn't passive income, really. That's active income. You've got to actually actively be trading. And with that aside, there are many other ways of making passive income. Some people have gone down the trying to build mining rigs, which is far too complicated for me, far too much nonsense for me, and too much faff. What else? There's staking, there's buying, cloud mining, there's hypes, there's legacy platforms, there's a whole bunch of stuff, right? And a lot of these stuff actually end up burning out at some point. Let's take, for example, hypes. As you know, if you've been following my channel, I go into some hypes here and there because, well, hey, as I explained in all of those videos, those are high risk investments, okay? And they have expiry dates and they will exit scam. That's the guaranteed thing that we do know about them. We take your net profits, which was the last one. That one's now dead in the water. But I don't mind because the money that I invest in those, I proportion and allocate a certain amount of my profits for them. And if they work, they work. If they don't, they don't. That really is gambling. But when it comes to low risk, solid, passive income streams, there is only one that meets the quota, in my opinion, that is the go-to, and that is Ethereum Gold. Now, I got into this, I was actually in this last year under Gandhiji, which is the original face, but I left it after a few months, can't remember, because it was the DAPP wars, and it was a regrettable decision looking back, but it is what it is. I got into this again, which is exactly the same contract, on the 1st of June. So before we go into those results and how that has kind of worked out for me, let's talk about the benefits and the reasons to why I believe this is the best passive income stream in crypto. First of all, reliability. Okay, I think reliability is the biggest point that I would look for in passive income. Now, again, we talk about those hypes and things. They last one day, 1 week, 1 month, maybe a couple of months. This smart contract, which is not to be confused with any of these other platforms that promise you an X percentage a day or an hour, this smart contract has been going on since, I believe it was April the 10th, 2018, somewhere along those lines, right? 2.5 or so years. Now that in the crypto space is a very long time, in my opinion, considering, Bitcoin came on the scene in 2008, 2009, and we're in 2020, 2 and a bit years is a big proportion of that time. And it has been working and performing exactly the way it should. And it always has. There have never been any flaws in this. And there's a multitude amount of reasons for that. One, it's a verified contract. 2, it's an independently audited contract. And 3, it's gone through hackathons. And I mentioned all these things in other videos. But because of all those points, they attribute to the legacy of this and the fact that it's been running for 2.5 years without fail and is just excelling its performance day in and day out. Now, another reason and another attribute towards that reliability factor that we're talking about is the fact that they do not offer, or nor do they promise, that you're going to get X amount a day or X amount an hour. Like if you were to compare it with those hypes that last a very, very short amount of time. They will promise you X% a day or an hour, and they'll keep paying until they don't, until that, you know, they're happy to just walk away and you're left with either hitting ROI or making a bit of profit or not. Okay, but that's the gamble that you take with those kind of things. This is nothing like that. They do not promise a percentage a day. Well, the main reason where you benefit is from your dividends that you accrue over time based on the amount of people that are buying and selling in and out of this contract. Because, as I've said before, this is a dividend distributed system. When you go in, when you buy into this, when you buy X amount of tokens, however many it is, or however many Ethereum you're using to buy in, 20% of that is instantly taken out from the amount that you put in. 10% of that is distributed as dividends to token holders, and the other 10% sits in the background and grows as your whole bag grows. And when you sell, that 10% will come out in proportion to what you put in the first place. You're not getting a fixed percentage a day. And that, my friends, is a great, great attribute and a great point to why this thing is an ecosystem. I've used that term before as well. It's an ecosystem that feeds itself. There is no inside play or inside influence from the developers, the owner, or anything that can do anything to the contract, or that can do anything to your Ethereum that's in the contract, which I guess leads me on to the security aspect. When your Ethereum is locked up in here, and let's say you've got all the backup links, and I keep saying to everybody, and I'll say it again now, don't forget to click my links below if you're going to go into this, if you want to buy into this. I'm very grateful if you do use my links, but more importantly, bookmark the links. Even if you're not going to use them, just bookmark them. Because let's say if Ethereum Gold goes down for whatever reason, right, like a DDoS attack, which, you know, it sometimes happens in the space. It's nothing to worry about. Guess what? You've got this, that's going to be a backup. And if all of the faces, there's about 3 or 4 different faces at the moment. I might be wrong, it might be even 5. If all of these faces, which again, guys, these are just the user interfaces, which is the pretty side of the smart contract where you can interact with it. If any of these go down for whatever reason, you have the smart contract itself, the 0x167 smart contract here, and you can interact with it. You can go into this contract and you can interact just like you do on the face. This is basically just the brains. Now, I have explained how to do this, okay, in other videos, and if you want me to do a standalone video, I will, but I wouldn't really recommend doing it this way, okay? For the reason of, if you make a mistake, it's not so let's just call it, it's not so user intuitive. Then if you make a mistake, well, you've made the mistake, right? You can't get it back. The main point is it's there. If I wanted to pull out everything in one go right now, I could just click right here, I'll sell, and what it would do in one button, in one hit, it would sell all of my tokens. So all of this will be transferred into my dividends, and then it will also withdraw my dividends straight to my MetaMask. Just a nice little handy tip for you guys to know. But it's secure. That's the main point here. Your Ethereum is secure. There are other smart contracts out there, other dApps that have backdoor functions, and you don't want to touch them or go near them with a barge pole, because as far as I'm concerned, if someone can control your Ethereum, it is not secure. You have absolute control of your Ethereum. At any point you want to take it out, you can. So we've talked about reliability. Okay, we've talked about security. How about let's talk about opportunity. Where is the opportunity here? How can we make this work for us? How does it work? How does it profit? Well, for me to do that, let me kind of start with my results. I want to show you my results for transparency, right? When it comes to anything about investing your money in anything, if you're watching a video, if you're trying to learn about stuff and you're doing your own due diligence, which is what you should be doing, you want to be listening and seeing somebody who's completely transparent with their results, right? For example, the Oracle with his trading. The guy is the most transparent, in fact, probably the only transparent leverage trader in crypto in YouTube. No one shows the results that he does. all the time. Yeah, not just one-offs, all the time. But anyway, let's go to my results here. So if you've been following my journey from day one, you'll already know this, but let's kind of go to the beginning. 12th of June was when I started with this, and it was with 5 Ethereum. It was supposed to be with 10, but I had to sort stuff out. I had to get things sorted and put the other 5 in there a few days later, which is what you can see here on the 15th of June. As you can see, my 10 Ethereum is here. Now you can see that I've got 10.3 plus 1.6 because I'd already been in this for a couple of days. So that's 10 Ethereum. By the 1st of July, I was in 100% profit. If I was to exit everything at that point, I could have just taken everything out and I doubled my money. But I wasn't happy with that. I knew that this thing was only the beginning. So I chucked in another 10 ETH, which was here. And eventually I topped up another 15. So I was in 35 Ethereum. That was my total investment. As a matter of fact, actually, I would say it's probably about 40 ETH now because I have put in about another 5 ETH in total since then. I did put in 3 ETH the other day. But yeah, let's just say I've invested in this 40 ETH. Out of my own money, dollar amount value, I invested 8,169. Before we look at my total amounts now, on the 26th of July, I did withdraw 14.5 ETH. Why? Because I'd hit my ROI. And well, I'd made some profits and I wanted to spend them. All right. There are many strategies to this, which we're going to go into, in a little bit. And many people are just reinvesting everything they're making out of this. But I've got things to pay for. I've got luxuries to buy. I've got bills to pay. And crypto is my way of paying for those things. So I took money out. Just to note though, I didn't take money out of my amount. I didn't sell gold tokens for it. I had taken it out of dividends because it was dividends that I had accrued. Let's kind of tally up what I've got here. I've got 32.5. Let's just call this 32,000. Plus in my Exodus, as you can see here, I've got, let's just call this 7K. I'm just going to round these down, right? So 32 plus 7 is about 39 grand. Plus the other 4.5 that I'd taken out, don't even know when it was, a couple of weeks ago. So I've effectively made $8,000 into around, let's just call it $40,000, right? Let's just round it down. $40,000. If I was to sell everything right now, it's not bad, right? But a big chunk of that is this, right? The value of tokens that I own right now. And this is because Ethereum's also pumped, right? We were at $250, $200 when I got into this. So there are many factors for this going up. My point that I want to kind of talk about here is this number is always going to go up and down. If we start seeing a big sell-off, people start selling because, well, I don't know, they want to take profits, right? Or people just want to jump ship for whatever reason. This number's going to start going down. Good example of this is, if I have a look here, when we were at day 33, we were around 15,000 in the contract. I had about 46, let's say 47 Ethereum's worth of gold tokens. By about the 30th of July, it was down to 34. Now, a lot of people were seeing that. They were seeing that dump. And actually, if I just bring up the chart down here, you can see this downturn here. This is where people started panicking and they started selling, thinking, oh, it's gone up as much as it's going to go and I just want to take my profits out. And that's fine. There's no sell shaming here. It's the whole point. People want to make profits and take profits. It's fine. But we all got divs. And this is the difference between strong hands and weak hands. The strong hands are the ones that stay. They don't panic. They don't shut shop and cash out, right? They stay in stronger because they're the ones that are going to benefit further and more in the longer term, which is why I always say this is a long-term investment. I'm not going to sell these tokens. This is for my kids, this contract, this investment here. Now, of course, obviously in an emergency, if I need the funds, I will, right? But the point is, I will never be selling these tokens. I mean, if we get to 5,000 ETH one day, maybe I will, right? But the main point of what I'm talking about is, and I say this time and time again, this is your vanity, but this is your sanity. It's the dividends that you're making from the people buying and selling in and out of the contract. That is what matters. This is what you're banking. I mean, now I took that money earlier on today, right? Whatever it was in my dividends. Let's kind of see. Look, 2 hours ago, I took out 5 Ethereum, almost $2,000. So in 2 hours, I've made $57, right? From dividends. Now, yes, I'm getting referral earnings. And that's another thing, remember, I am getting referral earnings. I do get referrals and I'm very grateful for them. But so can you too, right? You can share your link out. But this isn't a YouTuber's haven. This is another point as to the longevity and the reason why this is the best passive income stream in crypto. Because this isn't a YouTuber's haven. This is not a scheme where you've got a downline, and on every single one of your downline and all the different layers and the different tiers you're going to benefit from, and the one at the very bottom isn't going to benefit at all. It's nothing like that. This is not a Ponzi in the slightest, nor is it a pyramid scheme. I've had a couple of people comment saying, is this a pyramid scheme? Well, no. If you know what a pyramid scheme is, you will know that this clearly isn't that. But of course, there is an incentive to share your link out, of course, right? Because the more people we have in the contract, the better this contract is for everybody. But the way I see the referral links, I share my referral links, especially to my friends and my family, because at the end of the day, I don't want to succeed on this on my own. Nobody should want to do that. Once we succeed, when we all succeed, we want to succeed together and enjoy the benefits of succeeding together, right? That's the way I kind of see things anyway. So going back to my earlier point, it is all about the dividends. And that is why I prefer Ethereum Capital. And that's why one of the main points to designing this UI, again, remember, it's the exact same smart contract, but the focus is different. As you can see here, everything's in dollars rather than in Ethereum. And that's what I want to see. I want to see how much I've made in, I call it real world money, but you know what I mean, right? In accessible money. I want to see exactly how many credits I've got. And I like to see them as credits, because you're using your Ethereum to have Ethereum credits. So then you can sell and exchange your Ethereum credits back to Ethereum. But that's just me, different strokes for different folks, right? Everyone prefers and likes their own thing. So the main way that you're going to benefit from being in this contract is by making dividends, but based on how many people going in and out of the bank, right? And making transactions. There's so many different ways you can see this, and also so many different strategies. So many people, if you look at people like Craig, who's one of the admins on Telegram, he made 1 Ethereum into 200 Ethereum just in 2 years, guys. And all he did was he kept on reinvesting, increasing the amount of tokens that he has. Because of course, the more tokens that you own, the more dividends you're going to earn. For me, my strategy, again, following the Oracle, and you've got to find the strategy that works best for you guys and what your goals are, was to get my ROI, pull out my ROI, which I've more than done now, okay, because again, remember, I invested 8,000 in this, and this is now a free money machine. I could pull out my $117 and say there's a bit of income for today, or I could choose to reinvest it. Now again, some people like to reinvest once, twice a day. Some people like to reinvest when they've got, I don't know, 0.1 ETH every time they reinvest it. It's down to you guys. There is really no right or wrong. It's what end result you want and how you want to benefit from this in time frames. It's just me, right? That's how I like to do it. I'm content now with my 4,000 tokens. Maybe tomorrow I might change my mind and start reinvesting it back in, or maybe I'll put more money into this. I will see, and of course, as usual, I'll always update you on. But that's basically it, guys, with Ethereum Gold, and that's why this is the best passive income stream in the business as far as I'm concerned, right? Another thing I didn't mention, actually, I forgot to mention, is the community behind this. This is also another reason why this has succeeded all this time and is going to carry on succeeding. As you can see up here, there's a little icon that takes you to the Discord. And Discord here, there's a help room, there's project videos, there's loads of things here, pro tips, the general. And if you've got any questions, there's plenty of admins, including Sunny, the creator himself, is always in this, right? So if you've got any questions, the transparency is there from the creator and the developer. And also the Telegram group. They've got a Telegram group as well. So I recommend, if you want to get into this or you want to do a bit more due diligence, go into the Discord, go into Telegram group. Because then if you've got any questions, you can comment on my videos. And I like getting all the comments from you guys, but it's now starting to get to a point where I'm struggling to keep up with replying to comments, because when I reply to a comment, I want to put enough substance into that, especially when you're asking questions. And if I don't have time, then go into the Telegram group, go into the Discord and ask your questions away there, because there's plenty of people that can help you. But my underlying point there is the community. The community on this is super strong. Now look, we've got 26,700 Ethereum in the contract right now, guys. This thing is growing, it's blowing up. And the buy price right now is $9.69. We've been riding the Oracle tsunami for 2 months almost. and it's taken us to such an amazing point. And also now, if you're not aware, you've got Crypto Zombie, who's also in this and did a video as well. So check those guys out. You know, for me, when you've got people of substance like that, especially the Oracle, who at the end of the day, his full-time job is all about crypto, right? You know, when the guy goes into something, it's money, right? It's the end of the story. So I think I'm going to kind of leave on this point. I did get a comment from, I think it was Magdalena or something like that, saying, oh, I just invested in now. But she also put in there saying, oh, I hope I'm not too late. You can't be too late in this. There is no expiry date. This thing isn't going to just drop off the face of the earth, all right, tomorrow. The only way that can happen is if the blockchain just dissipates or fails, right? It can't just disappear. And even if you get in now at $9.70, for example, and it goes down to $6, at least you've got your tokens, you've got your skin in the game, and you're going to start making dividends all the way down that point. And then as it's going down, of course, you can keep reinvesting, because again, the more tokens you own, the more dividends you're going to earn. Remember, this is what we're looking at, okay? Or if we're looking at Ethereum Capital, that's all you're going to be looking at. That's what matters in my opinion. And equally, the flip side to that is you look at it and think, oh, it's too expensive. I want to go in at least $7, $8. I want to wait. Well, you know, maybe it can happen. Maybe it might drop to that. But what if it doesn't? What if this goes to $15, $20 or more? You're going to be kicking yourself every single day or every single time you see one of my videos or anybody else's on Ethereum Gold. And you don't want to be in that position. My point is, you've got to remember, whenever you're going into this, you're always at the epicenter of this infinity symbol, okay, this figure of 8. Because it doesn't matter if the contract's on its upward momentum or if it's on its downward momentum, you're in, and you're always going to be crossing over the same point. So that's basically a whole bunch of reasons why Ethereum Gold or Ethereum Capital or even Gandiji, remember they're all different faces to the same exact contract. This is the best passive income stream in crypto. This is the winner by a mile. That's Ethereum Gold, guys. If you do want to get into Ethereum Gold right now, I've got all my links below. And in fact, I'll put in the top right corner of your screen here as well, a step-by-step guide how to get started with Ethereum Gold. I actually made that video yesterday. So any newbies out there, if you guys see this and you think, you know what, I've seen other people talk about it, I really want to take a punt, I really want to get involved in this, then watch that video, because I literally go step by step from the very beginning of downloading your own MetaMask wallet, explaining what it is, how to deposit money into it, and how to buy and sell in Ethereum Gold. Other than that, guys, I think I've said what I need to say in this video. If you've got any questions, throw them in the comments below. But like I said, you do have the Telegram group and you do have the Discord link. So if you do want to jump into those, feel free, go and ask away as well there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.